guys, this is Ryan. I'm here with long-awaited Q&A Part 2 video. I asked you for the questions like 3 weeks ago and I just never got around to filming the video. Things got busy, and so here I am. And the first question is from Big Toe 512, and he asked me, what criterions are you looking to pick up in the future? And I wrote down a few that came to my mind at the time. The Great Dictator is definitely one I definitely need to get. Modern Times is a great movie, and Charlie Chaplin is awesome at everything he does, and so Great Dictator. Diabolic, which is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. And Night of the Hunter. I keep trying to buy it on Blu-ray, but everywhere I go they only have it on DVD, so I'm going to get it on Blu-ray though. And the next couple is a kind of a... They're not released on Criterion yet, but there's rumors that they might, and that's Terrence Malick's Badlands and Stanley Kubrick's The Killing. And so there's rumors that that's going to be coming out eventually on Criterion, so that's definitely on the list. And so, anyways, I forgot one more, is America Lost and Found, the BBS story, and that has, like, you know, The Last Picture Show and all those movies in it. It's a great package, but it's really expensive. It's almost $100, so I might never get that, but who knows. Alright, from 26 Movie Buff, what was your top 5 films of 2010? Well, the top 5 were Inception, True Grit, The Town, Shutter Island, and The Book of Eli were my favorite films of last year. And my favorite film during the Oscar season, like the Oscar year, would be The King's Speech, but that wasn't released until 2011, and followed by the rest of them. So I hope that answers your question. From Mr. Joel 450, my favorite DVD cover art. My favorite DVD cover art is Federico Fellini's Amarcord, and it's the Criterion Collection cover, and it's massive. It's all like, it's just like a collage of different characters and stuff in the movie. It's very colorful, and it's just amazing. And I highly recommend everybody watch this movie, because this movie is pretty sweet. It's a great movie. His next question is my favorite Criterion. And my favorite Criterion is The Third Man. And it's my favorite one because not only do I love this movie, but this was the 2-disc special edition DVD, and they also came out with the Blu-ray at the same time. That was only released for a limited time before Studio Canal discontinued the license, I guess, for the Criterion Collection to hold it, and then it went out of print. And I think, like, right now on Amazon, to get this used is like $200 or $100. It's really expensive. It's out of print, because apparently the new Studio Canal version is not nearly as good. And so this is my favorite Criterion. It's my most prized one right now. Followed by The White Sheik, which is also, it's a Fellini film, but it's also discontinued. And I don't think they even sell it on Criterion's website anymore. They might, but I know they still sell it on Amazon, but I know when it runs out, that's it. So, my favorite director is the next question, is Stanley Kubrick. And I think he'll always be my favorite director. And the last question on this that Mr. Joel 450 is going to ask me is my favorite horror in a movie. Well, that award goes to Jodie Foster in Taxi Driver, and that's because she's kind of redeemed at the end of the movie. She's no longer, I don't know, she does just a really real character, and she's followed by, of course, Juliet Messina and her cameo part in The White Sheik and Nights at Cabiria, and I think that's it for that one. Alright. This is from Razman's Reality. Do you remember the first film you ever saw and the first film you ever owned? And if so, can you please share memories from them? Okay, well, the first movie I don't know the first movie I ever saw, but the first movie I ever The first movie that got me into movies was A Bridge Too Far, the Richard Attenborough war movie from, I think, 1980 and 1979. And that bridged me into watching a million different war movies. And then that led me into saying, oh, that guy's a good actor, let's go into westerns. And then from there, by the time I was in 5th grade, I was a huge cinephile. And that's how it started. Now, the first VHS I think I could remember ever buying was it was The Godfather. And the second one I think was The Mummy. I think I bought them around the same time in 7th grade. And I do know for a fact that the first 4 DVDs I ever got was on Christmas morning. My dad got me a DVD player, and it was Shrek, Planet of the Apes, The Ten Commandments, and Rudy, which is an awesome movie if you haven't seen that. And they're all great movies. So I hope that answers your question. Alright, and the last question. Wait a second. I'm missing one. Oh. So I wrote down the answers for some of these, but I guess I forgot to include them on this. I forgot to print them out. But Happy Hunting MSK just wanted me to give him my top 10 favorite movies. And I can't really narrow it down to a top 10, so I wrote down some, and so I'll read them off to you. The Godfather, La Strada, Taxi Driver, Seven Samurai, Rear Window, Blue Velvet, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Citizen Kane, Night of the Living Dead, The Seventh Seal, Days of Heaven, The Godfather Part 2, The 400 Blows, all the Star Wars movies, all of Martin Scorsese's movies, all of Woody Allen movies up until the 1990s, and all of David Lynch's movies, and all of Alfred Hitchcock's movies. And the list goes on. I pretty much like everything, but those are my favorite. The next question is from my wife. She wanted to ask me what my favorite remake was, and so I thought about it, and it's kind of a tie between the Ten Commandments and Ben-Hur, because those are 2 amazing movies, and they were remade. Cecil B. DeMille, who directed the Ten Commandments, made the Ten Commandments, I think in like the 20s, as like a silent movie. It was a lot different, but then he remade it into the most famous one. And Ben-Hur was William Wyler is the one who directed Ben-Hur, the Charlton Heston version. But he was actually assistant director or whatever for one of the ones. There was a Ben-Hur movie that came out in like the 20s, which was also a silent movie. And so I think those are like the 2 greatest remakes. I think I'm not a big fan of remakes for horror movies at all. As much as I love horror movies, I'm not a big fan of remakes. I don't like the new Halloween. I don't like the new Last House on the Left. A good remake, though, was Day of the Dead. Or not Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. And that was, I think, the movie that Zack Snyder did before he did 300. And I guess another one I really loved, it's not considered a remake, but I really loved the Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. I know everybody hated that movie, but I loved it. I thought it was great. The art direction, I loved the twist at the end. You know, I mean, I thought it was a great movie. There might have been some slow parts, but it was good. The story was complex, and that's what I like. And the last question is from Edgar Toombs. What are your 5 favorite movie posters? Well, I got them hanging around my house, but I'm not going to show you those because you probably won't see them as good. And so, in a couple seconds, I'm going to show you just a little slide, like pictures of them. So, here you go. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. And probably in the next week or so, I will be having an announcement on a contest. So just keep an eye out for that. And I got some other videos coming. So thank you again for watching. See ya.